Call it a seabird buffet because everybody on the Nuggets ate. Coming up, we'll tell you how the Nuggets put together one of their most complete performances that we've seen in a while, and yet feels like what we're going to get to expect a lot from the Nuggets this season, and why the Nuggets are the best offense in the NBA. Coming up on Locked On Nuggets. That's just a thing. That's not.
You are Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to Locked On Nuggets, your daily Denver Nuggets podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Thanks for joining us, making us part of your day, being an everydayer, making us your first listen, hanging out with us Monday through Friday, joining us at youtube.com/LockedOnNuggets. Like folks in the chat, Cedric's in here hanging out, Hurricane's in here hanging out, still hating on Cam Johnson. Nothing is ever good enough. Fly Guy's in here.
Jack Halpin gave you a shout out earlier. He said you're his favorite analyst.
Jimmy Del Camp is in here. Who gave me a shout out?
Jack Halpin. I'll put it up on the screen for you. Love your work, Matt. Best Nuggets analyst in the game. Been listening to your stuff for years, and nobody breaks it down the Nuggets from an objective perspective like you do. That is true.
That is really nice, man. Thank you for that. Shout out to the folks that come and see us at the Nuggets games, like Nick tonight, who came over and said hi. Shout out to Nick for seeing us at the Nuggets game. Always feel free to come over and talk to us at the Nuggets games. You can find us over the tunnel, and we'll happy to give you a no jinx sticker as well. This is no jinx because we never ever jinx the Nuggets. Jinx goes to 2-0, baby.
Let's go.
2-0 on the jinx of the week, our new segment that we do on Sundays. I'm Matt Moore. I write for the Denver Dig. I'm on Locked On NBA Daily. I write for the Action Network. I do many things. He's Ryan Blackburn, Mile High Sports, and Pickaxe and Roll Podcast. Ryan and I are both credentialed reporters covering the Denver Nuggets at every single home game. Many of the practices, none of the shoot-arounds because they don't do anything that's cool there anymore. Nuggets going to win versus the Pelicans tonight. And like that's a way to say it. Like the Nuggets beat the Pelicans.
Yep.
Another way to say it is that the Nuggets put belt to pelt and absolutely just smashed.
They dealt some damage.
Smashed them birds. I mean, it was egregious. Final score is 122-88. The number, there's a bunch of good numbers here. The big one is that the third quarter was 39-11. If you missed this game and you're catching up through us, thanks for doing so. But yeah, that's the story. It's like 39-11 in the third quarter. I did think the conversation was funny post-game because like you and like other people were like, man, that third quarter, like you guys really turned around after that horrific end of the second quarter. And it was like, yeah, they didn't play awesome the entire, like they did not play for 36 straight minutes of dominant basketball versus another NBA professional team. But God, folks, get used to this. That is my lesson. I will let Ryan give his thoughts on this game, but like that is mine is get ready for a lot of this if they stay healthy, knock on wood. They are like, this is going to be what you can expect from this team, I think, especially at home versus, last season, Ryan and I had so many games where we're just like, oh my God, they lost to the Wizards. Oh my God. Like they lost to whoever, like over and over and over again. And even when they won, it was like, yeah, they won. But like, not a great performance. And this season, it's like the thing I loved most about this game, and it goes with the Suns game, and it goes a little bit like the Wolves game was, hey, Jamal's a killer, Jokic is a killer. Like this is Nuggets basketball. But in these games versus these opponents who can't match up with them, like look at the scoring distribution here. Cam has 7 points, but is a plus 22. Plus 22, Hurricane.
Got to bulk up on that one.
Yeah, plus 9 for Aaron, or 9 points, plus 19 for Aaron Gordon. Jokic with 21. Only needed to score 21 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. His fourth straight triple-double, joining Oscar Robinson and Russell Westbrook. He'll go for the only 5 straight on Friday versus the Portland Trailblazers. Christian Brown with 17. Jamal Murray with 17. Tim Hardaway Jr. with 11. Jonas Valanciunas with 10. I thought Julian Strawther 6 points. Like I thought he came in and played great. Peyton Watson was amazing. Bruce Brown was terrific. Like the DNVR guys love all the Nuggets are good. Everybody eats here. Everybody eats. And that's the way Nikola Jokic wants to play. Is he wants to play that way. I asked him about that. We'll come back to that in a little bit. But like, yeah. What was your takeaway from tonight's extremely dominant win versus the New Orleans Pelicans?
Yeah, I would say, look, it was 44 minutes of exactly the kind of basketball that you're looking for from Denver. And there was a 4-minute stretch that made it a little bit closer than it probably could have been. And that was it. That was all it was. I think that this is the ebbs and flows of the season where the players are getting used to it as well. They're getting used to the rhythms of what's supposed to happen. And through the first 18 to 20 minutes of this game, they did exactly what they were supposed to do. The bench came in and was fantastic in this game. They were unbelievable. And then the starters came back in and legs were a little bit dead from sitting on the bench for so long because they've never been used to that before. They've never had an opportunity to get stiff on the bench. That was pretty crazy. But
Denver stiff?
The Denver Stiffs, as one might know. But then they immediately rectified it. Immediately, like this was about as definitive of a turning on the Jets and flipping a switch as you could possibly get from a team. 29-2 run to start the second half, and they put the game away. It was in that moment where the Pelicans tried to score. Zion Williamson tried to go at Aaron Gordon. It didn't work. They brought in Jordan Poole to try to bring some scoring. That didn't work. And the Nuggets just, like, it was belt to pelt, felt all across Denver. It was unbelievable. And I loved it because there were so many different players that I think you can credit through that stretch. Jamal Murray had struggled until that point, but hits 3 threes in a row from basically the same spot, holds the pose for 45 seconds combined. And then Peyton Watson making high-flying plays was unbelievable in this game. We both noted it. Aaron Gordon, as I mentioned before, one of the only guys who can match up with Zion Williamson, and he took it to him tonight on the defensive end. It was a very impressive game. And then Jokic was unstoppable. There was nobody that could match up with him. Even his former Serbian brother, DeAndre Jordan, could not do anything with Nikola Jokic tonight.
You know, I listened to Locked On Pelicans on the way home. And poor Jake Madison, who, by the way, I like a lot and have a lot of respect for. I think Jake's a really good reporter.
Tremendous.
If you want to feel good about yourself as a Nuggets fan, you have caused the podcaster for the team that your team played to start off the show with, you have to fire Willie Green right now. Like, start it off like, has to be gone right now. There is a lot of problems, I think, with the Pelicans' approach tonight. From a seriousness standpoint, right? You are one that to use terms like unserious and unprofessional and those type of things. I am deeply concerned because I thought like Jordan Poole was frustrated and was trying to be like, we can't play like this. Like, this is ridiculous. Jordan Poole was. I didn't think Jordan was bad. Like, I didn't like his plus minus was terrible, but like Jordan missed shots.
Yeah.
Right. The rest of that team was just like going through the motions. Like, to me, this is the bigger concern with Zion, which is just like he has these games where it's just like he's just there. Like he's just there. It's just like cardio. And with a couple dunks. And your team like did that to them.
Yeah.
And it felt very much like the Pelicans were like, we are not winning this game. And honestly, it felt like that from the beginning when they started DeAndre Jordan, who I love, but like what?
It's a very interesting, although we watched Eve Misi kind of really struggled to guard Jokic as well.
But I thought Eve also had like 3 incredible blocks. Like, sure. I thought Eve had some moments. The Nuggets ran split action. I'm going to do a thing on this on the dig about the split action that they did. And I talked to Christian about it. I dared Christian to talk about it without just crediting Nikola and Jamal.
And then he did exactly.
And then he immediately said, like, well, first of all, Nikola and Jamal. But he actually like walked through all the things that this action that he does. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, when you saw Christian get that layup, in the first quarter, about I think it was like 5:45. those sequences where he comes and sets the screen and then immediately splits, like depending on there's this read action that they run with a split action where they did it with Cam Johnson and Aaron Gordon. Ran it 3 straight times versus the Suns. With the personnel they have now, like teams can't guard this. Like they just can't. Like the good teams are going to go under. Like the great teams can kind of jam it, but God, like it is a nightmare to try and guard. And like that's opened by Jokic's passing and his size and all of those things. But also just like this team's timing and reads right now are incredible. The Nuggets won't play this well the entire season. They might play close to this well for much of the season.
That'd be cool.
And if so, like that's going to make them one of the best teams in the league. This is the best offense in the league right now. I watch all 30 teams. This is the best. This is it. Sixers are technically number 1 at clean the glass non-garbage time. The Cavs have a chance of getting there, but actually the Cavs are putting in a little bit more effort defensively, and that's going to take away some of their offensive stuff. And without Darius Garland, there's kind of a cap. Like they're without Garland and Strus. But like this is the best offense. This is the offense that you can, that there are no solutions for the Nuggets offense. There are only less bad options.
Yeah.
That's it.
You can weather the storm. You can dare them to miss. And they have in various points to start the season, especially from 3. If teams are able to really sink underneath the paint, like they're 14 of 42 from 3 tonight. And that's been a pressure point, I think, to start the season. But Matt, imagine when they shoot the ball well. Imagine what it's going to like. This team will eventually shoot the ball well, knock on wood. There will be opportunities for them to approach it from outside in as opposed to inside out. But the split action that you're talking about, it just generates layup after layup after layup every single possession. And it's really fun to watch because it's Jokic at his best as a supercomputer, reading every single possible angle that the defenders could potentially take in trying to cut off certain things. And then he makes the right pass every single time, and it ends with a great shot.
Coming up, we'll talk more about the win. We'll give more credit where it's due, which is everywhere, and including Peyton Watson, who had some plays tonight that showcase what a special defender he can be. All that coming up on Locked On Nuggets. Quo! I love Quo. Quo. One of the tools that helps make a huge difference for business owners is Quo. Quo. It's Quo. Formerly OpenPhone. It's the same great business phone system you heard me talk about before, just with a new name, Quo. And here's why it matters. Every missed call is money left on the table. When every customer conversation counts, you need a phone system that keeps you connected 24/7. Quo is the #1 business phone system, and it streamlines customer communications. It works right through an app on your phone or computer, so no more carrying 2 phones or relying on a landline, because who's going to do that in 2025? Whether you're a solo operator juggling everything or part of a larger team, Quo can make it easy to stay responsive and professional. See why over 90,000 businesses trust Quo, formerly OpenPhone. Get started free and get 20% off your first 6 months at quo.com/lockedonnba. That's QUO.com/lockedonnba. And if you've got existing numbers with another service, Quo will port them over at no extra charge. Quo, no missed calls, no missed customers. We're also brought to you today by Rippling. If you're a business owner, here's the truth. SaaS promised to make work easier, but now the average company is buried by hundreds of apps that slow down your teams and simply don't work together. That's not SaaS. That's SAD. Software as a service. That's why you need Rippling. Rippling is the united platform for global HR, payroll, IT, and finance, all in one place. They've helped millions of businesses replace a mess of disconnected tools with one system designed to give leaders clarity, speed, and control. I've worked at a bunch of different places, and I can tell you that it is so valuable to have one place where you can go and get access to all of the business stuff that you need, whether it's HR, payroll, IT. Give your employees the ability to connect with the things that they need to so they can get back to doing the work and being productive parts of your team. Whether you want to run your entire HR, IT, and finance operations as one, or just fill in the gaps in your software stack, Rippling can do it all. Right now, you can get 6 months free when you go to rippling.com/lockedonnba. That's rippling.com/lockedonnba. That's rippling.com/lockedonnba for 6 months free. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Back here on Locked On Nuggets. Thanks for joining us and making us part of your day. Appreciate you guys being with us late on a Friday. No, not Friday. It's Wednesday. Late on a Wednesday night. It is now actually Thursday morning. Hey, special shout out, by the way, to the infernal portal from hell that is I-25 and its constant efforts to defeat everything that I find good about life. I will not let you win. Me and this cold A&W root beer after a Nuggets win will not let you win, I-25, along with the legions of Locked On Nuggets fans. Ryan, let's talk about Peyton Watson. Peyton had a sequence where he blocked 2 shots on 1 possession. The play that I actually thought was most impressive is he he blocked a shot and then badgered the guy, got the steal, then threw it ahead, and Tim Hardaway Jr. hits the transition 3. And it's these type of plays converting to offense. Peyton also had like a ridiculous pass.
Yeah.
To Christian Brown. Like that's one that will go under the radar. That was an insane transition pass by Peyton Watson. Absolute dime.
He's been awesome to start the season. Like, I don't think we've had a bad Peyton Watson game to start the year, and it has been a real treat watching him go from the offseason into training camp, into preseason, and now taking that into the regular season amidst a difficult contract situation that the Nuggets have been trying to, like, they tried to figure out. They could have figured out and could have paid, decided not to. And we're going to see what happens with it, because Peyton Watson looks like a player, Matt, and he looks like a guy that is ready for like the next step as with his developments. Like
he's going to get some sort of big offer on the restricted free agent market.
It wouldn't surprise me. Like,
it would shock me.
Yeah. I mean,
it's who does it? When was the last time you heard it? When was the last time that another team made an offer on a restricted free agent?
That's a great question. I'm pretty sure it was like 2022 or something like that. Like, it's been
3 years ago.
It's been
3 years ago. In NBA terms, that's a lifetime. If Aaron Gordon plays 3 more years, he's literally going to be a skeleton.
Yeah. So here's the thing. Like, Denver has his restricted free agency rights. They have the right to first refusal on whatever contract he potentially were to get. My thinking is that he's going to get a pretty big one. And the reason for that is because of the steps forward that he has taken in his game. His shooting looks really good. Like, it's just his shooting, his passing, his dribbling, just everything about his game is so much more well-rounded than before.
Okay, but he was phenomenal tonight. He was incredible. Ryan, he had 5 points.
But that's the thing is, like, I'm not a points merchant. I've never been a points merchant in terms of thinking about guys who.
You are. I want you to try and imagine an NBA GM offering a guy with these kind of numbers, the kind of money that the Nuggets would not be able to afford to match.
Would you draft a guy who averaged 3 points per game in college?
It's not about, but you would, because you're putting them on a rookie scale contract, Ryan.
Sure. But like, I think that's so much about being a good we need to make it. We got to think about this. We got time. We got to make it better. Okay.
We got to make it, because like, I think you're absolutely right. Peyton's been awesome. Peyton's been amazing. Peyton's also not getting to touch the ball enough for him to make the kind of money you think that he's going to generate. He's going to get the ball to do it, and he's never going to get to do it here.
Yeah. I just think that, like, these are the kinds of teams, especially when you're in a winning situation like Denver is right now. Everybody has to sacrifice. Everybody has those opportunities. And it's what generated Bruce Brown to get the contract that he got when he was ultimately paid by Indiana in something that was probably a little bit too rich for like his actual role, but they paid a premium to get a guy like that because of the kind of like impact that he could make as a role player. It just wouldn't surprise me if a team decided that they wanted to value a player like that. And that's like, whether it happens or not is neither here nor there at game 4 of the season. What I'm trying to say is that he has been tremendous so far this year and has done everything the Nuggets have asked him to do, bought into that role, and I think has been extremely helpful for what the Nuggets have done. He closed an important game when Cam Johnson was hurt and not necessarily playing great, and that's a role that he can have. Is like, Peyton is going to earn more time, man.
I mean, I think he's been great, man. I don't disagree with that, but like,
Yeah.
He's just not going to generate. He's not going to be able to earn enough. He will never get enough touches to get the kind of money you think he is. The guys that get paid are guys that get touches and box score points. Like, you don't see the impact guys that you and I love, the efficiency dudes, the impact guys. You don't see them getting those offers in restricted free. Nobody's going to be like, yeah, we're going to tie up our cap space for 3 days.
Only 2 days now.
Oh, okay.
I know. Hey, it's crazy. Everything happens in the first 2 days.
So I think I want to talk about the question I asked Joker post game. So if I could be honest in these pressers, this is the question I would have asked Joker. The actual question I asked him was, hey, you had such an incredible year last year, but you were frustrated at times. Everybody on this team is like, everybody's eating, everybody's getting to touch the ball, everybody's scoring. Is this more of how you want to play? And what I would have actually said is, last year you had what was probably the best offensive season in NBA history, and you were pretty miserable.
Yeah.
And it was evident to everybody that was around you. And you don't have to take my word for it from the 5 minutes I get with you every 3 days. It's that what everybody in that locker in that will speak openly about, that was close to that locker room, would say. And this is like this tonight. This is how Joker wants to play. You talk about making Nikola happy, right? Like, what can we do to make Nikola happy and keep him re-signed here? How can we take the burden off of Nikola? It's this. It is this game here. It is the Suns game. It is this performance. Like, Joker's happy to go out there and bust Rudy Gobert's ass when called upon, but it's when he was having to do it versus the Atlanta Hawks. It's when he was having to do it versus the Washington Wizards in a loss. It's when he's having to do these things just in order to give them a chance to even have a chance of winning.
Yeah.
Versus games like this. Adelman felt so confident in how the second unit was playing, and he should have, because Jonas is +9 in that second quarter, that he didn't bring Jokic back in until what, 3:30?
It was like 3:50, something like that. It might have been 3:30, honestly. Like, it was the latest we've ever seen.
Ever. And that's a change in the rotation. And like, I kind of brought it up, like, Joker gets to have a say in these things, and Joker immediately refuted. He's like, no, I just do what the coaches tell me.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, buddy.
You
sure,
good
3-time
teammate,
MVP.
yeah.
You don't have any say in these things.
Yeah.
$60 million a year. But regardless, for everyone, that is invested as a Nuggets fan, as you should be, in the health, well-being, and spiritual joy of Nikola Jokic, like, this is how this man wants to go to work, right? 21 points, 10 of 15 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3, not a single free throw tonight because he didn't need to. 12 rebounds, 10 assists, 2 steals, only 2 turnovers, 4 fouls, plus 25 in 27 minutes, a light night's work.
Played some pretty good defense too.
Yep.
I'll say, like, this is like, he is not allowed, but like, he has the energy and willpower to do things like that. Like, he's trying to deflect passes in the backcourt. He's trying to like hunt for steals and really just trying to make the hustle plays. He's been hedging out pretty well. I would say that the first game that he played against Golden State was probably the worst of the 4 that he's played, for sure. But it seems like he's gotten better and better and better as kind of these next 3 games have gone on. And like, he does, like, it's hard sometimes to see, okay, are you happy? Are you playing happy? Like, it can be difficult, but it does seem like he's extremely engaged. He's extremely engaged in a positive affirmation of what the Nuggets are trying to do. He's very engaged in what the bench is doing on a consistent basis. He's up pretty consistently trying to direct traffic on the sidelines, and is also just like making the plays that you want to see him make. It's the hustle plays, it's the detail plays, it's reading the floor. It doesn't have to be making the baskets every time. He doesn't want to do that, as you mentioned. He wants to be, like you said, 20 to 24 points in that general range as opposed to 30.
I mean, he doesn't even care about that, but like, he also did have the points. He still scored 21 because he's too good.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't know that, like, I want to see him, like, I will say this. I don't have the bar for Jokic of, he doesn't have to be the best player on the planet, put up all the numbers, and be like the gritty hustle guy too.
Yeah.
That's an absurd standard. What you don't want to see is just like not having him mope. That's a big thing. Don't mope. And tonight, even when like they would make mistakes, he wasn't even frustrated with the mistakes. He was just like, oh, okay. All right, here we go. You know, and like that's really what I think what you want to see. You know, Christian and Jamal combined for 34 points. Right? Every night they're getting more than 15 points from two of the starters. And there is a lot that they can, you know, they are understandably like, this is going to be the real challenge over the next like 3-4 days, like the next week is now they're entering into the fun part of they got to not think that they're too good. Right.
Well,
it gets,
is what we do where it's something that we've talked about with the schedule before. You don't want to rattle off those long win streaks because the habits then break. They'll need a reminder every 5th game. They'll need a reminder every 6th game in order to be like, okay, we can't get on our high horse a little bit too much. And Joker, I think, is part of that too. But like they can absolutely rattle off a whole bunch of wins. They'll just need these occasional reminders throughout the year.
We'll wrap up on the other side. We'll talk about other guys that played well. I want to talk about Jonas. I want to talk about Julian. I want to talk about Tim. We'll talk about those guys, and we'll wrap up coming up on Locked On Nuggets. Peloton shaping the future of fitness with the brand new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus powered by Peloton IQ. It's their most advanced equipment yet, designed to give you real-time guidance and endless ways to move, whether you're running, lifting, or cross-training with your favorite instructors. This is training reimagined. Peloton is built for breakthroughs with tools that help you plan, stay motivated, and reach peak performance. I love how the Peloton IQ system offers real-time strength coaching. It actually tracks your reps, suggests the right weights, and corrects your form, making every rep safer and smarter. If you want to actually build strength, you got to get your form right. If you are just going through the motions of just doing the weight, even if you're adding weight, you are acting against yourself and you're not going to get the kind of strength that you want to if you're not getting the right form to activate the right muscles. That's where Peloton IQ comes in, and it's terrific. Let yourself run, lift, flex, and push forward. Explore the new Peloton Cross Training Tread Plus today at onepeloton.com. We'll be right back on Locked On Nuggets. Love this comment from Gabe here. He says, I remember last season we were fighting for our lives against these type of teams. Exactly. Like this is 2 games versus the Suns, who are not good, and the Pelicans, who are lost. And they are games where this outcome in the first 5 minutes of both games, like I was able to be like, okay, like no screwing around, no messing around, not going to be a question mark, not going to be so like they're going to win this game.
Yeah.
And having, I used to talk about this a lot with Adam, having that margin for error is massive. That's how, because that's really the story in the NBA. It's not really, it's like the Nuggets are better than the Wizards. We know that, but the Nuggets were not so much better than the Wizards that they had a margin for error where if things went wrong, the Wizards could slip by them. Like that's a problem. And that doesn't exist this season so far. And that's really to be applauded. Christian in particular is the one hammering, like, there's so much stuff we got to get better at. Like every media thing I've done with Christian this year is so much we got to get better at. Like there's so much we got to sharpen up.
Extremely well-spoken in these things. He has a lot to say. He's clearly expanding in terms of his comfort level, and sometimes that's what happens when you get paid. He's very much stamped, but also it was just last year he was put through the fire in what this team had to do, and I do think he'll get better on the other side of it. Still not necessarily making as many jumpers as you would hope to, but he had a floater. He had 3 assists in the first quarter, and then like just does his normal Christian Brown stuff. So he's a great floor raiser for Denver. I'm not sure if he's a ceiling raiser, but I do think he's a great floor raiser in these moments.
4 assists. First time this season he's gone over your projected line for him this season. That must be very exciting for you that he's done it 1 out of 5 times.
It only took Denver getting 40 assists as a team.
Yeah. Nuggets, Jake Coyne had the stat, which was terrific. Nuggets become the first team to score 120 plus in each of their first 5 games while shooting 50% or better from the field. That's stupid. That is ridiculous. This is, like I said, this is going to be the number 1 offense. defensively, last night on the show, I talked about the kind of the secret stats, and the transition stuff continues to be a real point of emphasis. For years, I've been like, look, if they could just stop turning the ball over and get back on defense. And that's what they've done. And Christian talked about it. He's like, look, it's early, so it's easier. I would actually disagree because it's early. So you're out of practice, haven't played with each other, and they're still learning each other, and they're still not turning the ball over. Like this offense. And I understand that the perception is going to be that I'm inventing stuff about Cam Johnson. I get that. I totally get that. Cam, like we said, Cam was going to struggle early on. He struggled early on.
It's been a rough go. He only attempted 4 shots tonight, though, so it's okay.
But here's the thing I will tell you, and this does matter. Look, man, like again, you got to be around the game a lot to know this stuff. I'm not trying to appeal to authority, but like if you don't believe me, go find the smartest hoop person that you know and ask them about this. Cam Johnson never gets in the way of anything. All the sets they run, he makes the right read. Whether it's simple stuff like I should back up 2 steps here. It's like the smallest stuff that helps open up a ton. And I care way more about that stuff than I do about how many jumpers he hoists up. The Nuggets don't need him to hoist up jumpers. And that's why their offense is so good. It's because that's part of this is you can look at it and be like, well, their offense is so good despite Cam Johnson holding them back. Or you can look at this and be like, Cam Johnson is like not playing great right now and is still a smart enough player to enable them to where they're still playing like this.
That's the one. That's the perspective I think that is extremely valuable here because like imagine what the Nuggets would be doing offensively if Cam Johnson was also hitting the normal percentages that he hits on a consistent basis. And like he went 2 of 4 from 3 tonight. Thought his confidence on that jumper looked pretty good. Still, again, not in the way, but like so many of Denver's sets are Jokic and Murray and Gordon initiating different things. Christian's taking on a larger role in the offense. It is very tough sometimes when you're caught in the midst of a lineup that has these 5 guys, as opposed to last year's Brooklyn Nets, where he had like Nick Claxton was the second best player on the team. Like it's a tougher situation to be in. And like, you just have so much more optionality in this situation. You would obviously want him to be successful and not get in the way. And he has done that. So I do appreciate his approach on a consistent basis.
27-15 is asked us twice. Was anything asked about Jamal's cap? He seemed to be laboring a bit and had a wrap on it. I commented in the first half that he was missing some shots, especially on his one-legged jumper. He wasn't getting the elevation that he has been. Wasn't getting the spring. Now he did hit the shots in that third quarter to get his numbers back up to where they needed to be on the night, but nobody, I don't think, asked him about it post game. I wouldn't be surprised if he took a game off. Like Portland would not be a bad spot to do that. Actually, is the
NBA Cup, baby.
NBA Cup is like, hey, we don't really need to mess with the NBA Cup. We could let that happen. I also think they can just beat Portland. I don't think Portland's very good, so I think they can beat Portland without Jamal. But it also just might be like, look, these guys play basketball 5 times a week in the most competitive environments imaginable. Yeah. So
he'll be fine. Like this is also why you have the depth.
Well, yeah. We hope. Like I'm not going to sit there and say like, oh yeah, it's Jamal. He's a rock. I mean, okay.
We do have plenty of evidence that sometimes he can get hampered by injuries, especially soft tissue injuries.
Human. Like he's human. I'm done. Like if Jamal gets hurt, you're not. I will adamantly on the show defend him. He's done everything right. He has shown up you can't say he's not in shape, and that's why he got hurt. Showed up in terrific shape. Can't say he's not playing hard, playing his ass off every single night. If Jamal Murray gets hurt, it's because sometimes guys human beings get hurt playing basketball. That's it.
Let's talk about the bench. Let's talk about some of these guys that you wanted to mention. You brought up Jonas, you brought up Tim, you brought up Julian specifically. Julian got in for the first rotation minutes that he's played all season so far. And I like his garbage time stats were not good, but who cares about that? His actual approach at the beginning of this game when he was in was very good. And he set up Jamal in the corner for one shot that Jamal missed. And then Like Julian had a nice little received a kick out three, and it was very it was pretty deep. It was like 27, 28 feet, and he still canned it like it was nothing. So good approach for his offense, and I didn't notice him defensively other than one foul that he got.
Yeah, I loved his cut underneath. I love that kick out three.
Yeah,
Julian's like with the ball, he's just got verve, man. Like he does like
good setup to Jonas as well in DHO. I'm pretty sure that was a really nice setup and just comfortable, you want as many initiators as you can get.
Yeah, and Adelman talked after the game about the whole stay ready thing, about how impressed he is with Julian from that aspect. The reality is like Julian needs to get time. I love that Adelman gave him time in this game. And how can I put this? Malone, I think, never wanted to be the coach that coached with hubris, which is ironic because he's a very confident human being.
Yes.
But he didn't want to coach with hubris, where it's like, I screwed around and didn't take this team seriously and played these other guys, and that's why we lost. Because that's like, in doing so, you hurt so many people. You hurt the guys that could have won the game. You hurt yourself, and you hurt the kid that you put in that wasn't ready for that moment and contributed to the loss, right? But I do like that Adelman is a little more realistic about the night to night in the NBA, where it's like, well, we should beat this team. We're killing this team. And this is an opportunity for me to get Julian in the game and get him an opportunity to contribute and give other guys rest. So let's do this. And he played and he played well. I'm like, those are the kind of opportunities I think that they need to get.
Yeah.
So I like that approach. I think it's smart. Allen's pushing the right buttons. Julian made the most of it. I think a really quality night. How much better has Tim Hardaway Jr. been than you thought he would be?
Not much. Like, I thought he was a very good player, and the fact that Denver was able to get him on a minimum was insane to me. I thought that he was a guy who started for a playoff team last year and was like, I knew what he was going to be coming in, and he's run a little hotter than I thought he was going to shoot. Like, I think he's 47% from three on the season so far, which is great. Like, it's been awesome. He's been better as a defender than I thought he was going to be too.
Impressive. He is 33, so he could die.
I thought he was dead.
So
it's tough out here for these old guys, but what can you do?
Crowd continues to just adore Bruce. Crowd it was funny. When DJ was announced as the starter, there wasn't that big of a pop because I don't think everyone realized he was going to start.
Yeah. It was like,
then they gave him the tribute and then they gave him the tribute package, and the pop was huge. So, nice on that tonight. That was good. Matt Brooks was talking about this post game, and it really is true. This team screens so well. They get such clearance on every single hit, and God, there were some bone crushers.
Both sides too.
In the first half. Well, I mean, I do want to give a shout out to Aaron Gordon here, and Adelman did the same. Like, AG had 9 rebounds tonight. The only guy on this team that can guard Zion Williamson is AG. He's the only one. Maybe Spencer Jones.
I think Zeke could do it. He did it last year.
AG is the only person that can guard Zion Williamson outside of Spencer Jones.
Okay.
I think that's a categorically insane take by you. And like, I was waiting for the collision between those two that was going to sound like a thunderclap. But like, AG got the steal on Zion early, and really like AG's physicality and presence did disconnect. Like, he disengaged Zion. And that's a problem with Zion, that you can do that to him.
Yeah.
But also, like, that's another good example of, hey, AG was 2 of 5 tonight, 9 points, 1 of 4 from 3 because Ryan has ruined his jump shot. And he still was like really impactful tonight.
Truly. Like, he was great. And you like that. Again, Adelman's been doing this thing with the rotation where he has kind of picked and choose. Okay, who am I going to stagger? It's Jamal most nights, but it's Aaron Gordon some of the time. And this time it was AG, and it made a lot of sense because Zion staggers and he plays the first 4 minutes of the game for some reason and then comes out after that. And so AG mirrored his rotation and immediately took him out of the game. It was really impressive. And like his overall ability to like go from a player who can make as many jump shots as he did, certainly opening night, to be able to take out one of the most physically dominant players that we've seen come in the league in the last decade. Like, that's a truly versatile player. And Aaron's jump shot will come back. He made a 3 in the second, or it was in the third quarter, and will continue to like shoot well. Like, he's shooting well on his free throws. I'm not sure if he's even missed a free throw to start this year. He's been awesome overall, and it doesn't, like, the jump shooting will come and go, but like, you know that his effort and his impact on the game won't. Like, that is here to stay.
Between now and next Saturday, they have Portland, Sacramento, Miami, Golden State, Indiana.
Okay.
When do they lose again?
Russ is going to give them that work on Saturday, on Sunday, or whatever that game is.
Oh boy.
Kings have been horrible to start. Not horrible, but they've been in games for the most part, but they've been losing a lot of games. But you best believe that Russell Westbrook will be bringing on his absolute best for that particular one. You don't think it's going to happen?
I mean, I do. I think he'll try. I think he'll give a lot of effort, but that's also, I don't like Russ in motivational spots.
Yeah.
I don't want Russ playing. You want Russ playing as close to even as possible, which is not very close. Portland, I think, is actually probably a risk because it's the first cup game.
Yep.
Portland gets a pretty big win tonight. It's a little bit of a look ahead spot. It's a little bit of a letdown spot. It's a division opponent. The biggest thing for me is I think the Nuggets are going to be incredible at home this season. There's something they have the identity. Like, to me, they have the look of the teams I've known who have been great at home.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think they're going to, we'll talk about it on Sunday. I think there's a good chance they sweep the 4-game home set.
I mean, you're already cooking so far with your takes, Matt. Like, there's a reason why you follow Locked On Nuggets here, folks. He's putting together some good stuff here. So, really appreciate everybody for stopping by. It's been, I know these ones are late, but we love doing it. So let us know if you what other takes you have from this game, guys.
I'm so excited to go to bed. I'm so excited to not be on I-25, but I'm also very excited to cover this team because this team is damn good.
It's a great year to be.
Yeah. Good. It's a great time to be a Nuggets fan. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you guys being with us. Follow Ryan Blackburn on Twitter at NBA Blackburn. I'm at HB Basketball. Catch the Pickaxe and Roll podcast. Read his work at Mile High Sports. You can check out the Denver Dig. I will see you guys later. Thanks for joining us on Locked On Nuggets. Push the right button this time.
Go DJ. That's my DJ. Go DJ. That's my DJ.
He looked like an 80s film star tonight.